Callum, a vital victory against Solihull this afternoon. How important was it to get any kind of win today?
Yeah, before the game, I knew it myself, but I said to the boys, so we need to get back to winning ways, especially at home, but also 4 games gone without a win. And I know we've had games coming thick and fast, but it doesn't matter what time of the season, we obviously don't want to be in that position. So it was nice to get the win today and get back to winning ways at home as well.
A second clean sheet of the week. You must be proud of the team, the way James Ray said it, since the sending off at Eastleigh, the team have really stood up and been counted.
Yeah, definitely. Showed a good mental strength on Monday, and I think again today, because it wasn't easy. We even had a change just before kick-off, so only left us with 4 on the bench and 3 outfield players. 2 of them, obviously young lads, haven't made but they made their debuts today. So it wasn't easy circumstances in the heat, but we were professional enough to get the win and the 3 points. And of course, another clean sheet's pleasing for myself and the team.
And more bumps and bruises again. Shamir injures himself in scoring at the moment. Whatever the team does, it seems to result in an injury.
Yeah, well, it's not bad always to get injured scoring a goal.
I suppose, yeah.
But and of course it was early, so we had to make a change, and Luca came on for his debut. And again, obviously it looked like a hamstring, so realistically probably won't be ready for next weekend. But I think we've got a few bodies coming back in this week, hopefully. And we're just going to have to get on with it. It's a long season. The squad's small, but we've got quality. So I'd rather have that than a large squad lose out on quality. But yeah, it's testing. But the boys have stood up to the test so far.
You mentioned Luca coming on for his debut. He then worked so hard that he had to come off with cramp, replaced by Matt Bosie. It's 2 good moments for them, big moments for them, having graduated from the academy and been training with the first team for a while. I suppose as a group you're pleased for them. Yeah,
definitely. I've been impressed with both of them when they first come in. They both went on loan last year, played a bit of football, and recently as well. Luca's definitely, I don't know how to put it, he's been more consistent in training, but he's improving as well. But same as Matty, and it's good that obviously the gaffer can trust him if needed, which he had to do today. And yeah, it's great for the lads to make your debut. Obviously, only make it once, and luckily it was good for them. Obviously, to come on at home, probably a bit easier, but not an easy game because we didn't have as much control of the game as we would have liked. But they've come in and we've got the win, so pleased for them and pleased for the boys.
I suppose credit to Solihull to an extent. They didn't lie down, they gave it a right go, but do you think that the result should have been secured a little bit before the final whistle?
Yeah, definitely. I thought that they had a couple half chances in the first half. It was difficult. They played a few high balls, and with the sun, it wasn't easy. But I thought George did brilliant on a couple of occasions. Got some really good blocks in. I thought he did well today. But in the second half, I think the chances we had on another day could have been 4 or 5. But it's frustrating to say that because it's not the first time this season, and it happened probably a few times last year where games should have been out of sight. But then on the flip side, the boys have dug in to hold on and keep the win.
A word about your centre-back partner, another debutant. I thought both George and Adam did really well on their debuts, but George, I said it to James Rowe, the biggest compliment I could pay is that it looked like there was 2 Callum Reynolds in the centre of defence. I thought he did particularly well.
Yeah, no, I was very, very impressed with George today. The way he handled himself and the way he defended, I thought he was brilliant. In the air and on the ground, like I said, made a few really important blocks. And he had a lot to deal with. They kept loading it down that side to him and Shay. But no, obviously he's in the team to defend, and I thought he did that really well. And yeah, a special mention for Adam as well. I thought he was brilliant. I think early doors it was a bit frantic, and sometimes you've got to sort of ease your way into the game. And I think he did that, and in times in the second half especially, He got on the ball and he played some really good passes. Obviously, to keep possession to move us up the pitch as well as breaking play up. And obviously, it's both of them. I know they played in that the League Cup or whatever it was. Yeah. But this probably was a bit more competitive men's football. But I thought they both stood up to the test really well. So yeah, 2 good signings there, I feel. George
has been quick to credit your role in showing him the ropes, in leading him through it. I suppose when you're having to concentrate on your own game, but did you have to do anything different knowing that George was alongside you, needing a bit of guidance as well?
Yeah, it's just making sure we're switched on when we've got the ball. That's, I think, when we can be most vulnerable, especially in games where we have more possession. And I'm always on at the boys. They probably get annoyed, but that's the time not to switch off, because one long clearance and they can be in, which at this level is going to come more often than not. But yeah, no, I thought he played well today, and yeah, it's good to obviously help him and give him experience, as well as Adam talking to him in front, because playing from the back, I can see the picture, so it's important for me to talk. But no, he was good as well, talking to me for advice. So yeah, it kind of worked well together and felt comfortable playing in there with him.
And 8 games in the first month of the season. I'm sure the fact that we haven't got a game midweek is a good thing. Are you looking forward to a little bit of a rest?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind training, but we want to play games obviously. But yeah, it'd be nice to get a full week preparation as well as recovery, but preparing for next week as well, and giving a few of the lads that might have knocks a bit more time to recover to come back in for next Saturday.
Congratulations, thank you very much, Callum. We'll see you next Saturday against Dover.
Cheers.